and I will let them know that we are live. All right, we're all good. Let me go ahead and get that zoomed in. Awesome, awesome. Very nice, very nice. Good shit, Higgy. Nice overlay. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and transition over whenever. Oh, wait a second. Huh, I forgot to mute myself. Sick. What's going on, XCFL? It's your boy Regan back with another XCFL prime time action. Really excited to have Coach Boone here on the stream with me. Boone, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, ready for some playoff football, ready to have some fun.
Fantastic, yeah. Real quick shout out to Higgy. Nice overlay, man. Love to see that. We got the at Browns, and then we also see it's the AFC Championship. Big league fun here in the XCFL. This is for a ticket to the Super Bowl. It would be Tasha's 17th of the cycle and Higgy's second. So, Boone, real quick, I know we don't have much time for a pregame, but it is still the first. So, who do you have in this game? What are you wanting to see?
Well, I want to see Higgy just because I want to see something different. I want to see just against the norm. Tosh has had a pretty dominant team almost all cycle. His team is starting to get a little older. He did a good job of deving the young guys, but Higgy's that new blood. Not necessarily like he's not a good user or at the top a lot, but he's just something we're used to Jack, Kylo, and freaking Tosh all damn cycle. So I just think that he's looking to try and make a name for himself here with this game and have a staple win for himself.
I love it, man. I agree. I think Higgy's trying to prove that he's got what it takes to bang with the big dogs, and this would be a big game for him to try and prove that. As Saunders goes right tackle for a gain of about 4. Now, strategically, Boone, in this game, AFC, it's pretty much opposite play styles. You got Higgy, bombs away, uh, you know, very frequent deep balls, looking to looking to attack outside, inside, post routes, everything like that. Loving the air raid game, and then Tosh, the running attack is just deadly. What do you expect to see from the defensive side, the more forgotten units of both sides?
Well, despite being forgotten, both of them walk in and bolster a top 10 pass defense and rushing defense each
Wow.
individually. So they both have top defenses. There's no doubt about that. However, you have to understand that with passing and with Higgy's attack, he does have to start maybe going for something a little quicker to try and spread them out a little more, get himself some space because the defenses are going to be coming. Both of them do get a good amount of sacks. So you have to understand that you can't necessarily just take all day like you would imagine you would against normal teams. So because passing the ball has an effect where you're going to be able to get more sacks, or the defense is going to be able to get more sacks on you, as opposed to running where you're getting good blocking and you can make plays with your running back and not really get the sacks. I think that's going to be the biggest part of the game is how well Higgins can adjust to having a short intermediate game to open up the deep pass. So that'll be a big play. I do believe that Higgy has what it takes. He has championship DNA. And he probably has, he probably has Robert talking a little shit to him too. So it'll definitely
He's
be a
got
good one for us. If
the
we just look at
emotional
touchdown.
inspiration, right?
Yeah.
All right, and there it is. First touchdown of the game for the Broncos. Big one here by Craig Saunders. Uh, Real good running back. Came over a few years in the draft. Has been in Denver his entire career. Again, kind of a forgotten man. One of those unsung heroes in this Denver offense. But 33.3% of the time, he's getting the rock.
What you have to know about this team is that they're very well balanced when they want to be, but they just haven't had to run the ball. Now, what you have is you have Higgy. I'm sorry, you have Higgy going on defense against Atash right now, who had pretty much, I believe, it was a one-play or two-play drive to open up the game. Had a big run for a touchdown, and you look for that to continue happening, especially with his running back looking at a possible Hall of Fame career. He's definitely looking to get another ring and cement that. So it'll be interesting to see how Tosh decides to come out of this game and handle the opening offense.
Mr. Right, as he is so lovingly dubbed in Cleveland. Really, like you said, Hall of Fame back. One of the real true locks in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, at the running back position here for the Browns. So, I mean, he did work before, and I know playing against Tosh a lot, the biggest key is keeping your linebackers free to go make those tackles. His offensive line does a great job, and his fullback, tight end, everybody involved does a great job of moving up into that second level and stopping the safeties and linebackers from coming up and making plays. So you really want to see the defensive line control the point of attack, letting your linebackers run free, and we saw that there on holding him only to a 4-yard gain on a stretch play.
Yeah,
And
it's definitely big time stuff here. You definitely look for the offense to kind of get a little loose, do what it does, but at the same time you want to be able to open up that passing game because you have to make sure that you give them something to fear. You can't just rely solely on the run, although they're really good at it. Justin Wright has been a beast his entire career before and after the abilities era. So
agreed completely. Looking to see how Wright gets used, especially in the passing game. He does like to throw the short, quick routes to him, especially in the 3rd and 1. And here it is, the angle route on 3rd and 1. It's coming open late. Mayfield throwing to Wright. Sure enough, gets him up the field for about a 20-yard gain up to the 33-yard line. Big play for the Browns on their second offensive drive.
yeah, Wright again, very big part of their offense. Definitely going to look to make some things happen. Baker Mayfield himself has had a pretty good career. Just isn't a Madden Gen player, so he's not considered Hall of Fame. But he has definitely some numbers in his career, and I mean, it's just about improvising at that point.
Some numbers of picks for sure. Here's I'm kidding. Here's Baker Mayfield coming to throw on first and gets sacked. Parks on the play. Big sack there on 1st and 10. He didn't have any time to throw that.
Yeah, and again, the defense is there. You know it for both teams, and it's going to show up. Defense is probably the most consistent thing in this game, before and after the abilities era. But both of them bolster such a great defense. You definitely look for them to make some plays.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I think it was a great call out that you said that they were top 10 in both the run and the pass. I know that wasn't the Browns defense actually number one overall this cycle? Or not this cycle, but this season?
I was gonna say this cycle. Yeah, they were number one overall. I believe they were like 9 in rush defense, and in points they only allow 18 points per game. So like the Browns defense is definitely spectacular. However, please don't get it confused. The Broncos themselves do not have a bad defense. Like I said, they're top 10 across the board as well. So it's all gonna come down to who can make those plays.
Ooh, and a big play here for the Broncos. Nice play by the linebacker to knock that pass away from Wright again on third. Like I said, he loves those quick little halfback passes in those third and short situations. So a great stop there by Higgy, forcing this Browns offense to what looked to be a promising drive.
Yeah, I really want to see the adjustments. It's the most important part. Who can kind of get out their comfort zone in order to open up what they like to do? And I think that obviously Tosh has done it all damn cycle long, but Higgy has it in him, and he's got one of my players. He's got my guy Brian Blair. You know, he's got a
Yeah.
Ram certified player. So I feel like he's a little better set up for this. I'm going with Higgy today. That has to be the one.
Oh, that's a big pick, and that would be a massive upset. Tosh has controlled the AFC for the most part, looking to see if he can cement his legacy as the king of the AFC. He really has destroyed us all and put us to shame. So Higgy kind of fighting the good fight for us, so to speak. Drew here on first, throwing to Blair, who gets about 9 yards. There's that man you mentioned. Actually, it's a gain of 8, bringing up 2nd and 2 from his own 33.
Yeah, Brian Blair has been a big part of their offense. Pretty much since I sent him over there. 1,500 yards this year with 15 touchdowns, leading receiver. Um, and he's over there with the Riley Reed. You know, Riley Reed's looking at a potential Hall of Fame bid. He's trying to make his way in there. So maybe a big play from him today in this game can kind of try and put his name up there with the greats.
Definitely. Most of the greats in that conversation have a Super Bowl ring. So looking, or at the least, some really good AFC continued success.
Gonna
But the
say there's a
stats,
guy up there named Taj Beverly who doesn't quite have a ring. So
and
let's
that's
throw it out
fair,
there. Unless you count
as well as
division
guys like
championship rings, I guess if you collect those are important to you.
I mean, another guy up there, Cam Baldwin. Another division championship rings. I don't know if they hand those out, but they definitely have trophies, I'm sure, for winning the AFC South. But that might not be really that much of
I
a
mean, I'm sorry. In LA, that's just a T-shirt that you throw in the closet and give to guests when they don't have any clothes to wear. We're not really counting division championships. We're here for rings. Okay.
right on, right on. Yeah, I mean, you
Real
actually
quick,
are the leader.
big shout out to Avocado. Vangela is in the chat. Nick is in the chat. Our ever so great commissioner. Again, we just want to make sure that the league is enjoying themselves today, and we get some good football, and hopefully we get a Super Bowl out the way tonight too. So.
That would be great. The 10:30 start. I know that the 11:30, depending on how soon they can get started. Tosh said he might be able to play tonight, depending. He does have practice in the morning, so he's trying to get out of here a little bit early. But man, big slant route across the field. Riley Reed, that man you mentioned, man. Boone, keep calling these plays, and we might see these Broncos pull it out.
Right, Riley Reed has again. He's been the man for them for his entire career. Riley Reed walks into the season with 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. He may have taken that second receiver role, but he's a top receiver, absolutely his entire career. So it's definitely something to look at. Big play receivers all over the field. So
And here we see a wide open man in the slot right away. Blair might be looking there quickly. He makes a check to him, and Kincaid covers him. We got the little crossing route to the tight end, and that is where he'll end up
Flanagan,
going. Yeah, Big
Flanagan,
Flanagan.
okay,
What a name.
solid receiving tight end. He's not necessarily up there with the tops, but he's definitely a guy with some decent hands. Make some good plays for you. Nothing wrong with a good tight end catch.
Here we go. Craig Saunders coming out in the Wildcat. Higgy does like to do this here on the goal line, and it's been deadly for him. Here he goes to Landry, going left, and he gets stuffed. Can't really get back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line.
That play probably works on 20 of the 32 teams in this league. But again, you're playing a top 10 defense, number one in the league. That doesn't always work. They can cover some ground and make some plays and get free. So
Interesting play there coming out in the 3-3-5, and that seemed to kind of to work for him there against the.
and there he is.
And here we go. Got a man on the left, and that is Brian Blair. Big man coming in, clutch for the touchdown, giving the Broncos the lead on the road early here in Cleveland.
Hey, look, when it comes to big play players, they get to know better than the receivers that come from the LA Rams. So Brian Blair proving it. Y'all never liked his number. That's Mr. Number 92. Just let that sink in, okay?
Wow. It's like he's looking a little better in the 89 personally. I think he's got he wears it well. Doesn't wear it probably as well as
Hey,
he
look,
wore the
we all have
92,
opinions,
I'm sure.
No, he does not. The 92 would have looked so much better on this big stage, I tell you.
Oh yeah, and the number rights advocacy group here in the league definitely appreciates the work that you've done, Boone. Like I said, we're about all about the realistic numbering, and the single digits can burn. So we're really glad to see that Nick's kind of come around with the work that you've done this season, wearing down on him twice a year.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. There's a little part of me that regrets it because I kind of am gonna miss the single digit cornerbacks and wide receivers. I'm gonna miss that. Number 15 at running back is awesome. So it's okay though. We'll get it back to normal and it'll be okay. We'll enjoy football just the same.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure if there's a career situation with like a running back that used to play receiver, or a receiver that used to play running back, you could definitely have some of those situations. Even something where a quarterback switches. I mean, like, as long as, just like some kind of storyline to it. I mean, it's got to be few and far between. But it would definitely be good to mimic, on the whole, to mimic the NFL, considering this is pro football. All
God, this
right.
kid is so good.
I know, right, going right, and makes a nasty spin move, making two guys look just so silly, and gets a first down as easily as you and I can say chicken nuggets.
Why am I saying chicken nugget? I'm a chicken tender fan, so
You're
chicken nuggets doesn't
tenders.
really
All
work
right.
for
I'm a
me.
nugget. I mean, I'm a nug man, dude. Give me them nugs.
Nah, man, it's all about the chicken tenders. That's the way to
How about
go.
the tendies? Tendies over the
Now,
nugs. All right.
one thing that takes you by surprise with this Justin Wright guy, he's not the biggest guy. Even though weight wise he's 214, height wise he's only 5'9". So he reminds you a lot of like a Maurice Jones-Drew, like a little stocky guy, like a Ray Rice, you know. So watching him run is really a treat because he's not the biggest guy on the field, but he's the quickest most of the time. So
Yeah, quickest in the elevator as well. You know,
all right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's too soon, right? No, I loved Ray Rice, man. That was a tough. Oh man, God, another nasty play. You want to talk about making a man miss in an elevator? There it is. He just absolutely makes the Thornton the safety look absolutely silly as he leaves the man on the ground after a dive, which went horribly wrong.
Ooh,
Uh,
Nuggets coincidentally the same shape as the number of Regan significant wins over Tosh. Damn, that's unfortunate.
who just said that?
That would be Blake Seidler. I don't know which
Oh,
player
that
in our league that is.
IREC. That is IREC.
Ah,
Significant
I
wins over Tosh.
like it.
Yeah,
That
last I
fits even better
checked,
now. I like it.
IREC, I am the reigning Super Bowl champion. So you can kiss my ring. And I did trump Tosh on the road to that ring. I've called it a cycle though. Can't lie. I kind of like got that ring, and I'm like, deuces, bros. I am a Seahawk. No, I'm kidding. I'm really excited that we have one more season, and these legends are really going to make it fun. Speaking of, here in the beginning of this first drive, here at the end of the second half, who's somebody that you're really looking forward to seeing on the board if he's there for you?
Um, that's a good question because I know who it's not. It's not Blair Triplett. I'm telling you that now. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
Blair Triplett.
right.
So,
After that
um,
wonderful star-studded performance in the All-Star game,
yeah,
that was
honestly,
quite a
for
day.
me, I'm gonna probably be a high pick. I know that for sure, probably top five. But I'm definitely looking for maybe a Oh, there we go. Nick just messaged me and said the NFC started. So if you want to do the multi twitch, we can go ahead and do the
Perfect.
XFL Red
We can
Zone thing. If
absolutely
you
do
want to try
that.
and set that up,
Yeah,
I'll go ahead
absolutely.
and stall while we're doing this. But
Sounds
so
good.
honestly, for me, the one piece I'm missing, I think, is cornerback because my number one Keon Beckett is getting older. He's definitely declining, but he'd be a good slot for one more season. And then obviously I have Calvin Harris. So one more corner that can kind of just plug and play and be the number two with the abilities that those guys are gonna have. That's gonna be awesome. I think that'll probably be where I go. And there's abundance of them, so that'll probably be the best route for me.
Definitely. I think
What
you
an
have plenty of
absolute dime!
oh, for sure. What a pass. And Brian Blair, the former
What I
Ram,
tell you.
taking off
Come on,
Gonzo.
Higgy.
3rd and 9. What a
Come on, Higgy.
pass. And you don't
You
like
know
to
what?
see
I
that
will
if you're
tip my hat to
Tosh.
Higgy. I'll tip my hat to Higgy for these uniforms, the old school helmet, with the new school uniforms. I like the combination.
Yeah, hats off to him. I think he's had quite a bit of experience here to get that cooked up. So really excited to see him do that. And let me go ahead and get this. Speaking of cooked up, do you mind calling like you said, calling this Browns game over here while we're working on
Yeah, by
the
all
multi
means, go
Twitch?
ahead and get working on that. I'll go ahead and run both sides of this. So as far as the Super Bowl tonight, Angela, I'd imagine so. It seems like all the guys were pretty on board with it. Um, so it definitely looks like something we'll probably be able to do. Now, if Reed can stay on and produce this, we'll definitely keep a show for you guys. I have nothing but time on my hands, as it looks like Mayfield is going to drop back and get a pretty big pass to Randolph as he's down the field. It's going to be nothing but a touchdown there. So that's definitely going to put the Browns back in this game. And this is what playoff football is all about. You got guys that have been making plays all year, dominant teams, just stepping up and giving exciting football. And we're probably going to go into the half. And I'm gonna call it. I think that Higgins going to get at least a field goal out of this drive. I think he has the offense to be able to do it. So you definitely are going to look for a lot of time here, where we're going to be able to see a lot of big time plays. Um, but overall, guys, I think that we're going to have a really exciting offseason with these legends. So I kind of want to know in the chat, you guys, who did you see in that Legends draft that impressed you, and who were the guys that kind of like maybe you didn't think about but ended up getting there and making the plays that make you say, okay, well maybe I will draft this guy. Because for me, it was that cornerback that Rob took that shut down my boy Barry Brooks. So I'm still a little salty about that, but it's okay. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of defense, right? The defenses, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but there's really good offense being played. It looks like both teams came in with a pretty good game plan. Higgy definitely came in hitting the underneath to open up the deep routes, and he's definitely making some plays. And right there, right back at him, deep down the middle to Riley Reed. And wow, with fireworks are going off here. This is crazy. Nick, I don't think you need Spriggs. It's okay. I lose to you enough. You don't really need Spriggs, guys. Riley Leak is just that's not fair to Riley Leak. Riley Leak is a beast. He just had a really trash quarterback. Whoever Jack creates apparently is a trash quarterback because he doesn't want to throw the ball. Now we're I'm a little scarred, guys. It's okay. I'm really a little scarred, but it's all right. I'm gonna work
Yeah, that
past
that
it.
was
I'm
a
in therapy for it. I'm
that
in
was tough,
therapy,
bro.
so
You hate to draft such a the best offense, putting the greatest show on turf together, and the
yeah,
weakest link is
yeah.
actually the guy throwing the rock. It's just brutal. You hate to see that
That's
for sure.
you'd almost think, and this is literally what I was thinking. Anyone can throw the ball to these guys, and I'm getting legends. So either one of these guys should be able to. Nope, not at all. Oh, it
Yeah,
looks like a left tackle missed that block, and that could have been a big play right there. But
and I
Justin
mean,
Wright gets taken down the backfield, -4.
dude, I mean that was such a brutal uh, game to watch, from the quarterback's perspective. But I mean, we may have to institute a rule going forward to where if the coach decides to pull somebody, or allowing the coach to make an adjustment if he feels it's necessary. I mean, it's just we might have to make a Blair triplet rule after that pathetic showing that he showed. Really
All
tough.
right, so I guess you have the transition screen going.
I do. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so you can't see it.
Yep. So that would
We're
be I
gonna
can't.
see
Yeah, my
a
my computer doesn't have the the power to kind of handle both at the same time. It would probably screech. So, but I'm kind of
Okay, not a problem. So I
cropping
think what
out the
we'll do
video.
here is we'll move to a little XCFL radio while you're going on it.
Sounds good.
We have Mayfield dropping back, four receivers wide, two to the left, two to the right, tight end to the right. He's gonna drop back, have a receiver wide open over the middle. That's Benedict. Benedict is down to the 45-yard line of the Broncos. 1st and 10 with 26 seconds left. Now, if you're the Browns, you're looking for big plays and maybe get out of bounds. You only have one timeout, down 4. with 26 seconds going into the half. You're on the opponent's 46-yard line. You're close to a field goal, but do you stick to the field goal, or are you looking more to try and get this touchdown? This next play will kind of decide that with the time that you have. So Mayfield's going to drop back, 3 receivers to the right. He has time. He throws defender in his face, and it's batted down and behind him. First of all, we will not have any sunshine slander in the chat. I just need to announce that, Rec. We will not do it. Sunshine is the man. He is a beast. He is a legend, and he should be remembered as such. Now, 22 seconds left on the 46-yard line. 2nd and 10. Let me know, Regan, when you get it up and running. So
I do have it running. Yes, sir. So I've got I have that whole thing set up. We've got the XCFL red zone thing going on, so we can see both streams at the same time. Got a real shootout here in Cleveland. Not what we expected. Two, like Boone mentioned, two of the best. Oh, there it is, a scramble by Baker. But two of the best defenses in the league, and really kind of a surprise to see Tosh's defense give up almost 30 points at the half. No answer for that explosive offense of the Broncos. Now, here in Washington, we have the exact opposite with what seems to be a defensive battle here through the first. 7-7 is our score, and the Cardinals have the ball, looking to drive here to start the second quarter. However, here at the end of the second, let's go ahead and call this game. We'll go full screen here on this one and take a look at.
Let me go ahead with a different setup here.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and take a look here at this at the Broncos. The Broncos game. We'll go full screen on that.
The link for the multi-switch?
I do, and I can forward that to you. Nick sent that to me, actually.
If you would not mind. My man,
Absolutely,
if you would not
sir.
mind. All right. So it's going to be 31-28. The Browns are going to go into the half, barring any type of craziness on this kickoff. They're going to go into the half up by 3, which is a really good spot given the Hall of Fame type offensive showing we're seeing right now. You're definitely seeing a lot of fireworks in this game, and it's really been a good game so far. And Higgy's played his ass off, and so is Tosh. So we're really excited to see what that second half is going to hold.
I agree totally. You love to see two teams just really gutting it out, trying to fight for what is theirs, so to speak. And this is definitely one of those games where it might come down to the wire here at the end. And here we'll go for the last 2 seconds. Not sure what the Broncos have at half, but then we'll go back full screen to both of the other teams whenever this is over.
Yeah, definitely big time stuff. You're gonna get a lot out of Jack and Wings. That's something I'm excited for because both of them are chess players, and I've talked to Wings multiple times, and he's told me a list of a few people he took inspiration from. He's constantly evolving his offense, constantly looking at other people around the league to try and improve what he's doing. So I tip my hat to him because he's been, consistently good and always evolving to the league and to the different changes in Madden. So he's definitely going to be exciting to watch against Jack, and Jack is just always so consistently good.
I agree totally. So at the end of the half, not really much for the Broncos as Cleveland goes up to 31-28, but the Broncos do have the ball to start here in the second half.
Yeah, the Broncos have been, red hot, making plays happen. But again, it's really about what defense can make that play first, because the defense gets the ball, scores real quick. Higgy playing down 10 is really going to be difficult, just because of the rate this offense has been going for both sides.
Oh, and a big user strip here for the Cardinals, and Gilbert is off to the races. Doesn't look like anybody's going to catch him. The tight end drops the ball, puts it on the ground, and Gilbert runs it back for the score, 14-7 Cardinals, barring the extra point.
That's huge. That's huge. That's big-time plays in playoff football, and that's what we want to see. Back on the Broncos side, you took a big shot downfield, it didn't get answered in triple coverage, but Blair Drew has been having a fantastic day today. with 3 touchdowns, 180 yards in the playoffs. So we're definitely getting a treat here. We're definitely getting a treat.
I agree. And here's Lynch taking the ball back for the Redskins. They had a promising drive. They had stopped the Cardinals on their previous possession and had a promising drive on offense. Just one mistake by the ball carrier putting the ball on the ground leads to 7 points in the other direction. Got to clean that up if you want to win in the playoffs. And who else better to know that than Jack, the defensive, uh, basically our resident defensive coordinator. And I know you've made him a few offers to potentially work as a side job on your team calling the plays. Boone, is that correct?
It wasn't a side job. I absolutely wanted to hire him to be my head coach and to play my games. I put the team together to just play my games for me. He didn't seem to want to do it. It seemed like a pretty good deal. He had a signing bonus, and he actually got incentive to win games and make it to the Super Bowl. He didn't. I think the total contract was like $150, and he didn't seem interested. I
Wow.
offered the same contract to Tosh, but he didn't even respond. So,
He didn't even
um,
respond.
I just really feel like I'm the problem. So I was trying to fix it, and it didn't work.
Well, we can't stop a man and hate on a man for trying. So good effort there, um, and hopefully the little bit better effort from their offensive line. And sure enough, they get it right. Just a massive run. Gets about 15 yards after some fantastic lead blocking and a nice little spin move there, cutting it back up to the middle of the field.
The linebacker actually tripped over his own man on the ground,
He did.
which
He went
opened up
flying.
that run.
Yeah, you hate to see that when there's friendly fire, so to speak. And
But
here's a
it's not to say that Justin Wright hasn't been balling all over this defense with 8 carries and 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, it's not like they're doing a whole lot to stop him.
definitely. And they tried to strip the ball from him there, but he's got that great ball control and does not give it up. Really an explosive day for him. He's making a name for himself here late in the cycle.
And you know what I'm noticing a lot of times on defense, and this would just happen to Higgy. You try and play for that move that they're gonna hit, whether it be a juke or a spin back. You try and play for that, and a lot of times, and I've seen this a couple times throughout the season, players, if you literally just run straight and you wait for the defense to make the mistake, you're gonna end up having a free lane to get a couple extra yards. So it's really interesting to see the mind games that are being played right now on both sides of the team of the ball.
I agree. It's a real chess match here. Um, I'm looking forward to going full screen on that one because, while we have a free flowing uh, avalanche of points here on the left side, it's definitely a defensive minded chess match on the right side. Running room pretty scarce there for, I believe that is Lynch. And but he plows forward for a gain of about 3 for a first.
Yeah, and you're looking at Jack's game, and his running back just had a very nice run, ran over his safety on his way to the other side of the 50, putting the Redskins on the opponent's side of the field and really approaching scoring range.
Yeah, quite a running back there. Pratt, uh, kind of good balance of power and speed, and he's pushing up forward for a gain of 3. And the game has slowed down a little bit. It looks like this is the moment that Tosh is going to try and set the pace to what he prefers and just kind of run them into submission here for the Broncos.
Yeah, it looks like Tosh is very comfortable in everything that he's doing so far. That 3-and-out did hurt the Broncos because it looks like that no one again is showing up on defense. So, um, you really wonder right now how Higgy will respond if he gives up the touchdown. But if he holds him to 3 points, you're in a really good spot here. So this is a big down, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and speaking of good runs, we had a massive run that was actually propagated by uh, a face mask penalty by the Cardinals. So it actually pushed them forward to within the red zone at about 18 yards. And it appears on the left side of the screen, we just had the Broncos defense hold strong, bringing up a 4th and 5, holding them to only 3. That is massive in a game like this.
Absolutely big play from the Broncos defense. Now they're only going to be holding them after that made field goal. They're only going to be holding the 6 points. So a touchdown here puts you back on top and in control. You're really looking for, Drew to really step up and continue his success. Maybe you run a little with Craig Saunders, just throw them off. But they're poised to be great. And Jack is running down to the 3 yard line. Jack is definitely looking to score. First and goal, Redskins down 7.
And a great play there by that Broncos defense, just to kind of highlight what happened. Real quick, we do want to highlight that touchdown with the Redskins. Pratt pushes in for the score, tying the game at 14 all, barring the extra point. But to speak to the Broncos' defensive stand there, because that would potentially be the play of the game. Because if they go down 10 points in a game like that, Tosh manages a lead better than almost anybody in the game. So really, really excited to see him pull that one off. And Higgy, the way they stopped him is they kind of used that back line of the end zone as a third defender, similar to because he was in double coverage, but that back line of the end zone actually pushed him forward. And here's a ironic user strip by the Redskins on the kick return, and Wings almost gets bit in the rear end in a very interesting form of poetic justice. And but the Cardinals do end up keeping that ball. But to speak Boone, because
Yeah,
I know
we're
you're
looking at
real
some huge things. Go ahead.
Boone, I know you're a massive basketball player. You like to play and 2K and everything. I know you play in real life too. So, do when you're using that baseline as another defender, whenever you're playing somebody that's cutting towards the hoop, they're going on baseline. Being able to kind of shield your body and hold them off from the hoop using that baseline as another defender. I think it was very kind of evident there with that deep in on the back line of the end zone.
Yeah, that was huge. If you noticed, there were two options for that safety. It was a middle safety, and there was two options for it. We could have went to the left slot or the guy on the right far side. The guy on the right far side broke, and he really had nowhere to go but out of bounds. The guy in the slot actually took an early cut, so his option was going to be the one that was going to be open in the middle of the touchdown. So he kind of just let the guy on the right do what he wanted because he knew there was really no space for him to make that catch, which was a huge play and an ability for the safety to recognize that, and that's play recognition out of that guy. So, but here we have another 3 and out from the Broncos, and you have to wonder is the halftime adjustments getting to Blair Drew?
I mean, Tosh, and it's a coaching thing, man. I think that Tosh's defense is one of the best at adjusting mid game, and the halftime, they could come out a completely different team. And this game, by that 14 play death march, it kept the offense off the field for an entire halftime, and then half of the third quarter. I think it's really a credit to the offense as well. That's playing great team ball, keeping the other offense off the field. They're not warmed up. It's cold here in Cleveland. They're sitting on the sideline trying to stay warm, trying to stay in tune, and it's just a great play. I think that they just when they work together like that, the offense and the defense, it really creates a great team atmosphere, and I think that Cleveland's taking advantage of it now. Great question though, sir.
Yeah, so Cleveland has definitely been trying to control the game with the run game. Obviously, Wright has been there. They've thrown a good amount as well. There's been a whole lot of offense. But your question has to come in. Do you think that Cleveland has the firepower to end it? Because you don't want to coast too soon. With the way this offense is going, a pick six can really change this game. But at the same time, you do want to put the nail in the coffin. You want to end this as early as
Absolutely.
possible.
But trust me, nobody manages a lead better in this league than Tosh. Um,
Well,
I think
you
that
sir would know. He's had plenty on you, so
yes, very true, very true. And I mean, like I said, anytime Tosh has a one touchdown lead and he has the ball, it's dire situation time because he could go on a 12 play, 15 play death march at any time. That's why I said in my game, I was at code red when I was down by a touchdown because I knew that if I give him the ball back while he's already up, he can pretty much end the game with a two-score advantage at any time. That's just how good he is.
and there it is. What did I tell you? You do want to end the game, but you have to be very careful. And a pick right there, the Broncos now have the ball and they're on the other side of the 50-yard line, looking to possibly get the go-ahead touchdown right now.
Speaking of Hall of Fame ballots, that is Titus Shaw, the elite corner for the Denver Broncos, really excited to see him make a play there, and I know Higgy loves to see that as well. He's used to seeing Titus make those plays, and sure enough, he comes through in the clutch.
Now you gotta wonder. So you did come out in a run heavy formation there. You only ran two receivers on a route though. You didn't get a whole lot of options. So if both of them are covered, you're really stuck. I don't know if that was the best play call, but now you're looking at 2nd and 20. You're back on your side of the 50. Um, I have to wonder what's going on in Higgy's mind right now.
Yeah, 2nd and 20. It's a brutal time. I mean, what play call do you whip out here? You know, I mean, it's like, I mean, there aren't many plays in the playbook. I know that the announcers are so commonly used to saying that, but there really aren't. I mean, there's no plays in the
Well,
playbook here for this situation.
actually, there are. The problem is you have to understand that you have two downs to get the 20. You don't have to get it all in one down. So you're looking for something that's at least going to get you underneath, maybe get you to a second, or I'm sorry, a 3rd and 12, and then
Hmm.
you can worry about the rest.
Agreed. You do have quite a bit, you know, because you know the defense is going to be playing that top pretty well, and there it is. So they only got about 3 yards on that, which brings up about a 3rd and 17. So perhaps that is the right read. You don't force anything. 3 more yards puts you in position for maybe for a post route, a deep out, something like that. Tosh is famous for those, for the smart route curl or the smart route out from 3rd and long. So looking to see if maybe maybe the Broncos can
But
take a play
Tosh
out of
is
his playbook.
definitely feeling a little bit of a heat, a little bit of pressure. So we're gonna get a nice drop back, and we're gonna have an open receiver, but he drops the ball. What? That's tough.
Yeah,
That's very
tight
tough
end.
if you're the Broncos.
Yeah, you need to see Flanagan haul that in. You know, we've seen him haul passes like that in multiple times today. I think that you know you're the big tight end. You're the one they're going to look for in traffic, and you got to make those catches. I think that really kind of just it's a black mark on your record if you can't hit those. So big punt here. He is eligible to kick it out of bounds, and he'll put it kind of towards the sideline. Big tackle and an attempted user strip, but it does not go. I know Higgy's been trying to hit those all game, has not gotten a single one on Tosh yet. His ball control has been flawless. So back in Washington, I know we've
So
kind of
checking
focused
in
pretty
real
heavily.
quick.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go, for sure. Redskins up 21-14, and Wings and the Cardinals actually have the ball right now, driving down. They're on their 37-yard line, and we'll kind of focus on this game for a little bit and kind of keep an eye on that left side of the screen and see if anything pops here in the fourth. Um, you know, Wright getting stuffed there. It's looking like Tosh is just going to kind of use as much ball control here. And here's a great run by Nix, the potential most outstanding player candidate. Really a crazy season he had, Boone, and you played him twice. What's your scouting report on Nix?
So Nix is a really versatile back. He can do a lot. He's pretty hard to bring down, whether it be shifty or whether it be him really breaking some tackles. He's been a really solid back, but he gets all the opportunity in the world this year and to make a big splash, and that's really what he did in Wings' offense this year. He just made a splash. He was always around, breaking the necessary tackles to make sure he gets that touchdown. So this was just like the culmination of perfect storm for him.
Yeah, I love to see that. Um, Meanwhile, we have a big 3rd and 3 that is converted by the Browns on an out route. Higgy loves those blitzes on third. Tosh read it perfectly, tosses it outside of the tight end, and he makes a tough catch on Thornton, the safety. Meanwhile, here in Washington, we got a big quarterback looking to pass, has a man deep, and that's Deshaun Watson getting it to his favorite target, Askew. Not the fastest receiver, but he is pretty big. He's like 6'2", 6'3". Really gets it done, especially deep on that play.
Yeah, Askew's been a pretty big factor for them. I know when they lost Hollywood, they were looking for someone to step up, and that guy happened to be Askew. Watson has been big for this offense, and the Cardinals are just looking to continue their success they've always had.
Yeah, and here's another. You want to talk about success and continued such. That is the Redskins' massive sack there coming from the edge. They are known for their pass rush, and there's another great play there.
Weidmer, his name has been Widmer. How do you want to pronounce it? His name has been everywhere these past couple seasons. He's been a big time player for them. Definitely one of the Jack's favorites.
Oh yeah, and hometown developed, and you love those kind of talents. And there's another hometown developed guy, I believe that is Askew, coming in clutch for the game tying touchdown in Washington. So Boone, what are
Yeah,
your?
and then we go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead, sir.
We're gonna flash back over to this Browns game because it's 4th and 3. You're really looking to see if you want to actually kind of ice this game. So um, they're in a big time position right now to kind of go ahead and take control. But it's been
Yeah,
a good game so far with 4 minutes left.
and Tosh trusts his defense. This is a situation where you can really afford to play field position, and oh my goodness, you hate to see that. That is a brutal mistake for the punter. Um, he puts it right on that, right on the white line, and you got to try to make it check up before there. So they actually get it at the 20 instead of closer to their own goal line, and the Broncos offense is coming out looking to score here with 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes left. Blair Drew cannot ask for anything more. 80 yards to go, and this is it. This is your moment. All eyes are on you.
All eyes on him. And here for the end of this game, I think we're going to go full screen. What do you think, Boone?
I think we need to.
This is a critical point of this game. If we go like 3 and out or something, we can always go ahead and
Well,
go
what I'll
back.
do is I'll keep my eye on this Redskins game, and when big
Yeah,
plays happen, or I just chime in and let you know that they happen, and that I
sounds
think
good.
that'll suffice until this game is over.
Perfect. Would greatly appreciate that, sir.
So the Broncos are looking at a 1st and 10 on their own 36, and you're really looking to make something happen. The Broncos have been really offensive focused in the first half and haven't had the same kind of luck. So I look for Drew to make a couple underneath just to open up a deep play, one big play to go ahead and put them in position to get a chance to win this game.
And Drew's got the cannon. He can put it anywhere on the field at any time. So he came over actually from Buffalo in a trade. We all hear about the Higgy Rob rivalry, but that trade worked out pretty well for the both of them. I know um, Higgy was coveting a quarterback with some pretty good throw power, and his ability to move in the pocket is also underrated. He's not the fastest guy. He's not going to break off any mad scrambles, but Higgy has really mastered the art of extending the play and kind of keeping the play alive with some really shifty footwork and a good job there. We're really pushing them forward across the 50-yard line. They're down to the 36. I don't even know how that happened. I was busy readjusting the screen on my end. Do you want to kind of fill us in, Boone?
So you have a run off to the right hand side, couple pretty good moves, and then he gets brought down with a face mask that moved him forward, followed by
Gotcha. Followed by Boone. You kind of cut out there, buddy.
I think Higgy's done it. Don't get me wrong, but he's definitely nice in seeing where they end up. You went out for me. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
went
if
out.
that's just me or the broadcast.
Yeah. No, we're clear on our end. I don't see any frames dropped, but yeah, we you kind of went out for me too, so I wasn't able to hear. Can you kind of fill us in? You said after the face mask that put us across the 50, you said there was another big play that happened. What was that?
Well, there was an underneath route to Brian Blair.
Nice.
I said that Higgy's been doing a great job of not forcing the deep pass. He's definitely taking some shots, but he's okay with taking that underneath route to one of his speed guys and letting them make the play for him.
Sounds like intelligent football. You'd love to see that from your signal caller. And I think that Blake Drew, together with his coach Higgy, have really done a good job of managing this game and putting themselves in position uh, to at least get a field goal here. That would be the goal. Even if they can't get it, they
Yeah,
could
for
try to
sure.
attempt for a lower field goal and try to rely on that defense that has played pretty well in the second half. It's recovered nicely. Both defenses actually have played outstanding, and only holding basically the score in the second half is Cleveland 3, Denver 0, which is a massive difference after the 28-31 explosion we saw in the first half.
I think I'm thinking touchdown all the way. I'm not even thinking field goal. Field goal's not an option. We're thinking touchdown. and I'm looking to use up every bit of this time to leave him with as little time as possible because I think I'm going to score. Now, just so you guys don't think we forgot about the Redskins, Redskins are currently driving down to about the 29-yard line. You're looking at a 2nd and 4 as Jack's looking to make his way down the field to get a touchdown.
And he does. I see that on my screen now. Actually, Jack does run down, get a touchdown, and extends the lead to 28-21 with 1 minute and 46 seconds to go in the third. Now back to this
Yeah, big
game.
30-yard touchdown there. But the Broncos are here looking to score. 2 minutes left, and I think Higgy's thinking exactly what I was thinking. 2 minutes left. You're getting this touchdown. There's no other option. Now we're gonna go into 2-minute warning, but Higgy's absolutely playing for the win, and I love it. I love every bit of it because you have at least 2 more sets of downs if you get a first here, and you have a chance to be able to ice this thing and leave him with no time on the clock and make him have to score.
And the Browns' offense has really shown you absolutely nothing outside of Wright. And Wright really isn't going to be a massive option here with only 2 minutes to go. I think it's a fantastic play by Higgy to go ahead and, really kind of 1,000 IQ this thing and put it away quick. There's Saunders going to the edge.
Saunders.
Oh, a nice tackle broken and pushes forward to the 10. If he gets that, he does get the 1st and 10 mark. So he could potentially run this clock down even farther and end this. Man, it's almost like you wanted him to get the first, but you also kind of wanted him to go down to the point where he could still get a first and ice this thing if he gets a first down.
Yeah, if I'm Higgy, I'm calling timeouts after this play.
Do you think Tosh is going to be comfortable with letting him run it down? Interesting play
I don't
here.
know
What
if
do
he's
you?
gonna allow
Oh
him.
dear! Wow, you hate to see that. You want to see your linebacker try to make a play at that. That was a freebie, and wow, what a play there. Brian Blair played a really good job of defense there on the linebacker. He kind of went from offense to defense really fast.
Yeah, definitely a brain fart on both teams, honestly. But 2nd and 10, you're definitely looking for a big play here.
Yep, 2nd and 10, and that does stop the clock. So both Higgy and Tosh, I think, are excited to see that clock stop to go ahead and extend this game a little bit longer. Ooh, big run, cuts it upfield, and Saunders had some space, but great pursuit by the Browns, forcing him to only 2 yards, forcing him into a 3rd and 8 from their own 8-yard line. What's the
Yeah,
play call here,
I definitely
Boone?
thought that I definitely thought he had a big play there. Me personally, I'm looking for the tight end over the middle, over top. I'm probably sending the outside receiver on the left hand side either to an out route with an option to audible him into a slant. But we're playing 4-down football here, so you don't have to get it all right now.
Now, do you trust your tight end in this situation? He's dropped some big passes here in the same, in
Yes.
traffic. Really, you're going to the big man. You're
Look,
saying,
2 middle
son,
linebackers, split safeties right now. The middle back is wide open, so I'm looking to make that play or the underneath route.
all right, we'll
Right
see.
there. He missed it.
And there it is. He's got a man.
He missed it.
Oh, big swat. He did have it. Yeah,
Just
I
too
think he
late.
had it on the break. Yep. I think if he had thrown it just a little earlier, maybe gone with the go route instead. That was so close. That was so close. Great play by the linebacker. That is a expert older guy back there, and this is basically the game. Higgy would get the ball back with about 15 seconds to go, but that's not nearly enough against this Tosh defense. And 4th and 8, basically for the win. Tosh has played this nearly perfectly because even if Higgy scores here, he still has about 60 seconds and 2 timeouts to do something with it.
You're
The
looking
worst
at
case,
Blair or the tight end yet again.
the
But
only
I'm
way
probably looking Blair.
the only way is if they get a first down here somehow. If for whatever reason they get within those like 3 inches that they have to be, if the game calls it weird or something, that is the only way I could see this potentially not working out for him. Here it is. Ooh, and a big touchdown for the Denver Broncos. What a
And that's
play.
Brian Blair.
Threading the needle, clutch as ice. You love to see it, ice in his veins. Let's go. What a
I feel like
play.
Tony Romo. I'm calling this from the booth. Come
You
on.
are. You're Booney Romo.
This is big time plays right now. That drive right there is iconic. Now, Tosh, can you respond?
Can Tosh respond? Yeah, I mean, again, he played it really well. He still has 2 timeouts and 56 seconds to only go down and kick a field goal. This is where Tosh makes his money. I mean, if I have 56 seconds left against Tosh, even though his offense has showed me little to nothing in this second half, I'm still terrified. I'm shaking in my boots. I know Higgy is absolutely going to throw the house at this guy, trying to rattle him, trying to force him. Get a sack, man. If you can get a sack here, that'd be a massive play here for Higgy. So Mayfield coming out first and 10, 27 at the 27-yard line. Goliath trying to make the comeback against the proverbial David. Looking right, has the corner, but it's in double coverage. Great play there by the corner to knock the ball away.
He kind of rushed it. He kind of felt a little bit of pressure. You take your shot. Now you need to settle back into your offense. Do not forget about Wright. You have 2 timeouts. You don't have to necessarily run the ball, but maybe a wide receiver screen, maybe a wide receiver angle route, something to try and get him involved. He doesn't have to get the ball, but he's a distraction nonetheless.
Definitely. And play it smart, you know. No picks here. 0 picks. That is your absolute, mantra here. You're telling Baker. You're saying Baker. I mean, Baker knows. Baker's been in this league for so long. He's 36 years old. This is where your quarterback makes money. Old man Baker kind of trying to, yep, okay. Old man Baker getting
Oh
whacked.
man,
Puts the
what
ball
a
on the turf.
play. And Higgy's defense steps up for him when he needed them the most.
I feel terrible there. I think I jinxed
We
him.
had wondered where they were to make that big play for him, and they showed up right there.
Yeah, that's a great play. Baker stepping up in the pocket. That's a play where it just doesn't go your favor.
Now moving over to the Redskins game, Redskins just had a big game by the running back, all the way down to what looks to be the 33-yard line. They're up by 7 right now with about 6 minutes left, looking to ice this game and possibly score.
Yeah, I agree. Man, wild game. Oh, here it is, a big run, and they might. Yep, they get down into the 10-yard line right at the 7. Big run here. Um, we're gonna go full screen. That is blouses, as they would say in Canada. That's a shout out to our good Canadian friend Van Flank, or his girlfriend Angela, who's in the chat with us. And we're gonna go back to Washington
Go
now, full
live to
screen.
DC.
Yeah,
Well, look, hats off to Higgy. It was a hell of a game. His team and the Broncos, who are 13-3 in the season, do now move into the Super Bowl. Hopefully, looking to get that played tonight. Fantastic win. Great game to Tosh. He played a hell of a game.
he did.
I think I think Higgy just came out with a little more fire and just had the ball last. That's really what it came down to. Had the ball last, so.
Yep, and that's really all you can. It's all you can hope for in the playoffs. Sometimes you just got to get the ball to bounce your way. And here's a massive. If you're talking about bounce, this man Pratt is making defenders bounce off of him, and he slams into the red zone, or into the end zone, excuse me, for a touchdown, putting them up 14 points here with 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Now it's kind of pressing time if you're Wings. You're a little nervous here. I know you're trying to establish yourself here in Washington on the road. I mean, obviously you score as soon as possible, Boone. But what kind of time frame are you looking to score within?
You need to have a score on the board before the 3-minute mark, and that's really passionate. But that's the
Hey, Boone, you're kind of
run
cutting
the
out.
ball. So you need to
Yeah,
make sure you can.
you kind of cut out for me there, sir. Let me see. Are you all clear on your end, Boone? Can you
All right.
hear?
Well, hey, look, I don't know who you guys can hear. I'm about to find out in a second. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you good now?
Yeah, I'm good now. It seems like we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, all good. I did. You kind of cut out there, but I heard you say the 3-minute mark, and I would agree. I think that's a really important time. You got to save yourself some. Again, this is another coach you're playing. If you're Wings, you're playing one of the best. And at ball management, I mean, this is second nature for these guys. Clock management, time management. I mean, it is as preached and as obvious as the nose on their faces. These guys that coach in real life. So
So one of the things that you really want to look at for wings, especially on this drive, most guys, most inexperienced guys, and I joked about this with Drew about him not having the experience in the playoffs. Right now, with 5 minutes left, most people don't think to get out of bounds instead of trying to get more yards. It's okay to get out of bounds. You just want to stop that clock as much as you can because you don't want him to get that ball and have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Definitely. I agree. And that's a massive difference, leaving yourself more time to get that second touchdown. You got to trust your defense that they can have one stop because, sometimes your defense can't get one stop, but they can get two stops. Or not two stops, but they can give up a first, but then get a second stop. And you want to have your time, enough time on the clock to allow for that. So I agree with that entirely. Hopefully, if you can give them the ball before the 2 minute warning, that'll save you a timeout down the road. Nix with a screen, and he luckily drops it, or else he might have lost about 5 to 10 yards on that play.
Yeah, definitely. Jack was all over that big play. I just feel like Wings is forcing it a little. He's kind of on the edge of his seat, not really comfortable right now.
Oof, and there's another one, I think. 2nd and 10, goes play action, has the man over the top on the crosser, DJ Moore, and that's just age, I think. I mean, if he's the man he used to be, he's 34 years old now. Great receiver. I mean, I know him as well as any. He had some of his best years here in Baltimore, so you know he would have had that. And I think he's just a couple steps slower than he used to be, but great play by the defense to get over the top of that crosser, and we have a first down. That's huge for this defense, or excuse me, for this offense to get that 10 yards and another first. Here's Miles going right and another play.
That's a big play.
Oh,
That's a
Zellner.
big play. Face mask. That's a big
Zellner knows
play.
better, man. Zellner knows better. He's like 33 years old now, 32 years old.
That
Great
stops
corner.
the clock. That moves them forward. That puts them in
Oh,
position for a one play strike.
you hate to see it if you're Jack. You're kind of shaking your head. Those are the kind of plays you get in your corner's
Run it, Wings.
face, and you're just
Do
like,
it.
what were you thinking? I mean, it's just a brainless play. And there's a
No, you missed
big
it.
pass. Ooh, that was close. Going to DJ Moore again, trying to get some retribution for the play before. He does go kind of the middle of the field, throws up a jump ball, and says, "All right, old man, go get it." And he can't really come through there.
Listen, I just think that this is has all the makings of a great comeback for Wings, and I think he's ready. And right there, that play right there, that run. Sometimes you just got to lower your shoulder and try and fall forward. You can get more yards. Again, you're trying to play to the sticks.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a play where he kind of was going for the strike. And if you do lower your shoulder, you might get that first, but it doesn't matter. Wow, again. Is that another face mask? That is another face mask. This defense is playing equally aggressive here, trying to end this here if they can get that turnover, trying to rake at the ball, but they keep hitting face mask.
Wildcat formation. This will be interesting.
And here it is, a run. Oh, power run going right. Kind of kills a little bit more clock because they don't get out of bounds and it's not an incompletion. So kind of an unfortunate play. That's Big J Winters, the great defensive tackle that actually slid to Jack in the draft a few seasons ago. One of those head
Tight end
scratchers that
streak.
he was amazed. Oh, there it is, corner, and a great defensive play again by the safety. Um,
He should have ran tight end streak.
yeah, pretty mind blowing there.
So you're sitting here with 2 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock. You're on a 6 yard line, third and goal. You need to score now. You need a touchdown and nothing less. And I just you have to score here. You're wasting a whole lot of time right now.
That's weird. Yeah, again, Sean Taylor he's wearing 21 for Sean Taylor. Do you think he's good enough to be wearing Sean Taylor's number?
Look. Jack knows what he knows. He knows his players are good, and he doesn't give the number out to anybody. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just mind blowing. I saw 21 again. I'm like, wow. I knew Mike Bly had it, but that's to me is that's hard to see. I mean, I'm not a Redskins fan. I wouldn't know, or Red Wolves, or whatever they're going to be. But here's Watson, fourth and goal. This is for the game. Watson looking to pass. He's in the gun. Has all his man out. Has a pass, and it is caught for the touchdown. That is the big man Askew coming up with an equally big play under the lights.
Now you need the ball back. You can't. You can only give up one first, and it can only be on the first play.
That is true. Um, we will see what the Redskins call. They've been running the ball extremely well against this defense. The defense has looked soft to an extent in the numbers, so we'll see if Wings is going to be sending the house. He's known for his big blitzes. He likes those 6 to 5 man rushes, those man blitzes to try and stop the run when he knows it's coming. So one of the better users in the league at stopping the run when he sees it from a mile away, and we'll see how he does.
Jacob Horn. What user is that?
Jacob Horn. Let me think. I
Either way,
think
Jacob Horn says,
is
Regan,
that
what the hell are you doing? So I suggest you stop Googling Sean Taylor mid game. It might help.
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, I forgot that it's looking at the Chrome browser. Yeah, no, it's better than Googling other things. But still, I wanted to double check. I was like, 21. I was like, that's pretty sure that's Sean
All right.
Taylor's number. I mean, because
Thank
I'm not
you,
a.
Kylo.
Oh, that's Kylo.
I don't
Okay.
know if the league saw your Pornhub tabs and your favorites right there. I saw it. I don't know if they saw it.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, it's definitely where you want to keep that stuff is in your favorites because nobody ever sees where it's your favorites, or I don't ever stream or anything showing my Google tabs. So yeah, definitely where I keep that stuff for sure. Like to keep it out in the open. I'm an honest guy.
Kylo Kylo said you don't have a phone. What the hell?
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. So we got second and 8 here. Um, Paul Hawkinson. What a play here. Really been an awesome quarterback, especially in the red zone. So, man, big run here by Pratt again. Pratt slowly becoming the workhorse back here. Used to be Lynch. I know Lynch was the man for a long time, but Pratt has slowly overtaken him here as the favored back, and this is 3rd and 4. Interesting situation. He does have the run at his disposal, but he could also throw a quick little curl or out or something. So interested to see where they go. 3rd and 4. This is the game. Has a man outside. Pushes forward. Gets the first
Man, what a
and a
play.
face mask. What a play. That will ice it. Good game, Wings.
That's a hell of a
Oh,
play.
that's a great play. You love to see that. Pratt, I mean, showing why he's the workhorse back here in this offense. Great play by
So,
him.
XCFL, your Super Bowl will be Jack and his Washington Redskins against Higgy and those Denver Broncos. Man, what a game we're going to get.
We will, and we should have Super Bowl tonight. I might have to drink a little coffee in the morning, but Boone, if you're good, I mean, I will, I will do what I need to do,
Well, hold
sir.
on.
We'll
Let me go.
probably.
Let me, I should have more fire. I should have more
All
fireballs.
right,
We
all
can
right.
make this happen. Hold on.
Hell yeah, my neighbor's gonna hate me, but I don't care. They already hate me. We
Well,
got
hey, look. All right, guys. XCFL, we're going to do this for you guys because you deserve this.
Yep,
This is going to be a fun game, and we are on Team Higgy because I need a new Super Bowl champion.
we do. I know. I'm not gonna say that. Bracket cracked some jokes, and he's like, "Man, if I got whacked by him all season and he wins the Super Bowl, I'm so screwed." And so I'm not gonna, I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, we're definitely most of us are on Team Higgy. We want to see a new Super Bowl champion, and it would be really cool to watch him raise the banner for the second time in his XCFL career. And Jack is quite an opponent. Very similar to last season though, with me coming up, not one of the usual AFC guys. And I mean, to be frank, not one of the usual NFC guys. Brian's good, but in the last few seasons, kind of faltered, pushing his way into the NFC Championship and winning against Kylo. But here we have Jack. Interesting preview here. It's offense versus. I mean, I don't even know what is Jack these days. What is his game plan?
His game plan is to take whatever you give him and impose his will on you.
Well, that
It's
sounds
very simple.
terrifying.
That's Jack. Welcome to
It is.
Jack.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's quite a player. So we will go ahead and end this stream here. And if the Super Bowl goes down tonight, me and Boone are down. We're just going to need to prep a little bit and get changed over. So, congratulations to Wings and Tosh. Good job, gentlemen. Great seasons. I know you had a great comeback there at the end, Wings. So congratulations on that, and a stellar season. And best of luck in most outstanding player voting to all involved. And we will step aside briefly, and we'll be back for the Super Bowl 37 here in the XCFL. How time flies when you're having fun, huh, Boone?
Oh yeah, man. It's a great time to be alive, man.
All right.
Great time to be an XFL player.
Heck yeah, absolutely. So, thank you, gentlemen, for tuning in, and we will be right back. And I'll post that link in main, and we'll be right back here on our YouTube briefly. This is XCFL Network, and it is Regan and Boone saying so long for now. We'll be right back with you for the Super Bowl.